Hi friends! So today I'll be sharing one of the easiest ways to become more focused. If you're new to Early Owl, my name is Jarle, and this channel is all about trying to make the most out of our time so we can make the most out of our life. What I want to recommend for becoming more focused is something called FocusMate. I think the term magic pill is only used derogatory, like nothing is ever a magic pill, but when it comes to focus, at least for me, FocusMate is maybe as close as it gets. FocusMate is basically a site where you book a focus session with someone else. I'll show how that works in a minute. But there is at least 3 different ways I found booking a session really helps. You can schedule them in advance, which just gives you a framework and a schedule that you can follow. Another way is you can book them early in the morning, and that serves as an additional motivation to the alarm clock to get out of bed. And the last way to do it, and this isn't something I do often, but this is where I feel like it almost has some magic pill properties, is if you are in kind of a rut, like say it's the weekend and you're not feeling really focused and you're just in this procrastination mode where you're just like, I'll get to my work in 5 minutes, I'll get to my work in another 5 minutes, and that can just eat up the entire weekend. What I have found is that by using FocusMate, if I'm in that kind of rut, if I just book a session, it just snaps me out of it as soon as the session begins. So I'm going to show a video of how it works, basically showing the start and the end of a real FocusMate session. I've taken some liberties here because obviously I can't just film someone else, but you have the real side of me in a FocusMate session, and then you have someone else. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is what the interface looks like. We're just going to book some sessions. You can book basically right before it starts. If it is like 1 or 2 minutes before, you might not get matched with anyone. We'll just book 3 sessions, which I'm going to be drawing in. It's like matching now with me, and it'll find someone, and then I'll go into a session with them. Hi.
Hey man, what's good?
I am doing quite all right. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, man. I'm doing just fine.
So what I'm trying to do is basically I have an assignment in a course, like an art course I'm taking, an online art course, where I'm doing constructional head drawing is what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's cool, man.
What about you?
So I'm going to meditate and try to merge my mind with a machine.
Okay. I saw you mentioned also a newsletter in your profile. Can I ask like is it like your own stuff you're running, or is it someone else's, or can I ask?
That's all me, man. Yeah.
Can I ask what it's about?
So the newsletter is about expanding people's minds. Have you ever heard about the Square Earth Society? That the Earth is square?
Okay, well that's cool. I've just started a YouTube channel myself, so I can kind of relate with starting or having your own content stuff. I will mute myself though.
I'll be streaming out my trance music.
Hi. It went really well for me. I was focused the entire time, made good progress. I have like 20 minutes left of the lecture, but that's fine.
Oh man, well that's good. I'm so proud of you.
What about you?
It was amazing. I laughed, I cried, changed my life.
Well, that is good to hear.
It was cool working with you.
You as well. I'll see you around. So I'm sure some people took a look at this video and kind of understand how it works now and think, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm glad it exists or that it works for some people, but I don't think that's for me. And I'm so glad I have this evidence of myself in situations like this. I already recommend FocusMate to quite a lot of people in my life. And I use this as like evidence number 1. Because when I first found FocusMate, I linked it to our Slack at work. And I basically wrote, I have no interest or use for this, but it's interesting, so I'll link it here. And then 1 month later, I read a book called Indistractable by Nir Eyal. And he wrote a little bit about FocusMate and recommended it. So I was like thinking, I want to become more focused. He's recommending it. Okay, I'll just give it a try. And I tried it out with an open mind and an open heart. And since then, I've just been doing FocusMate all the time. I do have periods where I use it more and where I use it less, but like my default schedule is starting my day with 6 hours of FocusMate. And right now I have like 800 sessions or 900 sessions or something. FocusMate again comes back to the concept that we can't just expect ourselves to act in our own best interests, or if we want to focus, we can't just expect ourselves to sit down and be able to do it on command. I'll link to their website where they go a bit more in depth about the science around this, but just to cover the main points. The first reason why this works is you pre-commit to sitting down and doing the task. And I think it even helps more if you pre-commit to exactly what task you're going to do in the session in advance. The second reason it works is because implementation intention, where you're basically outlining not just what you will do, but how you will do it. And another reason is social pressure. I feel like this one kind of just blends in with accountability, but it is definitely a reason why it works. I think social pressure in particular is a funny one because it works so well even when it's just like completely fabricated. Like one thing I like to do when I have a FocusMate partner that says, I have this big deadline coming up, or I really want to finish this today, or like they make some reason for why it's very important that they focus. I generally try to be like, okay, it's time to work now. You gotta focus. Let's do this. Just be like a bit more direct with them that they need to focus. And every time I do that, even if it's just like me saying some obviously constructed sentence because they said they had to focus, they still come back and are like, wow, I was just so focused. Thank you for like being strict with me. And final reason for why it works is the specificity of task definition, which I also think helps and also just hones in your focus generally. You want to have one specific thing you're just focusing in on and just laser focus on that until you're done, instead of just having, oh, I'm just checking emails, jumping between tasks. So with all that said, I want to urge people to give FocusMate an honest shot and be honest with yourself if this is actually helping you focus. Like try to evaluate how well the session went and what expectations you had going in. And even if you think this is something that is not for you, you should still try it out because it's free to try out. And I was also pretty reluctant to try it out at first, but when I did, I just saw its value right away. I have a feeling with things like FocusMate or also some accountability strategies that people sometimes avoid using them, not because they don't work, but it's because they do work. They do want to focus and they want to get the work done, but they also want to have like an easier way out to procrastinate if they feel like it. But FocusMate kind of pushes you in to do the work more, so there is some resistance to using it regularly because then you don't have the option to procrastinate. Anyway, that was all I had to say about FocusMate. This video is obviously not sponsored or anything. I just really like the product. And if you want to see what I got out of using FocusMate last year, you can see my yearly review video where I go through the progress of drawing last year. And I think over 50% of that drawing was done during FocusMate sessions. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Wednesday.